and welcome to Fescra Speaks. Today is a Monday in the month of October, and it's the first one and the first day of October. And this is episode 30. Because I didn't look at my notes. I don't have a notebook. I don't have show notes. I'm rolling with it. I was feeling very unwilling to prepare today because I'm a bad human. But that's okay. Let's just go with it, see how it happens. It'll be immensely entertaining, or you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's a mess. Either way, you can laugh. Whatever. I won't judge if you laugh at my expense. Not at all. Anyway, yeah, so it's like 32, maybe. But it is definitely October 1st. Anyway, I'm Amy Beth. I'm also known as the Fescra Speaks on Ravelry and Pleck. You can contact me there if you would like to. And I would say hi back, but it might take a few days because I'm a slow pants. Really, we're getting to that temperature where I'm refusing to turn on the heat because really, let's not be wusses. But also, it makes me not want to leave my cocoon of warmth. I'm in the cocoon. Do not disturb me. Am I pretty? But not for real. Just a little bit. Maybe sometimes. Okay, you notice I have a sheepy head. Oh, wait, I have a sheep hide. I'm sure that's not how you say it, my Scottish people, who I secretly love a lot. But, oh my gosh, look at Kate Davies. She's telling my girlfriend I love her, okay? She doesn't know that yet, so don't tell her. I'll make it a surprise when we meet. But she's my girlfriend. Anyway, I made this last Christmas-ish time for myself, and I, of course, had to make one for my Mama, because she likes cute things. I will be honest with you. I love this hat like nobody's business. Woo! Look at that! Oh, sexy! Look at it. Wait. Can you see that? Oh, yeah, you can totally see the rams. And then beautiful. It's... What? Just put the hat back on. What am I doing? Don't fix it. Just put the hat back on. That's the whole point. Ta-da! It is knit with, I believe, 9 colors of the Jamieson and Smith Naturals. They're not called Naturals. The Jamieson and Smith Supreme, which is all the naturals. Oh, I should have brought the bag. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'll get a bag. I have a whole bunch of leftovers because, even 2 hats does not take 9 50-gram balls of yarn. But they are in the works. They are patiently waiting until after the holiday season, I believe, for me to cast on for an old shale shawl of some sort or another with all the colors that are left. Oh, are you excited for me? I'm totally excited. But anyway, do you love it? I totally love it. Okay. Anyway, I was so jealous of the knit girls because they were wearing a hat in their review of the Woolly Wormheads book. I was just like, I want to wear a hat too. I want to be special like that. Because I love them. And Kate Davies. Okay, I'll stop being a weirdo now. Just kidding. And move on. Let's pretend this awkward moment didn't happen. Anyway, I have lots of thank yous. Are you ready for them? There's lots. I'm just going to prepare you. There's lots. Not really. I mean, there is, but it's not crazy. Okay, first of all, I say a very quick thank you to Candyland. This is Candy. This to me. Oh my god, look how cute that is. Aren't those cards great? This is the Arthost. Slavely.com. The resolution is totally not good enough for you to hit that QR code, people. Simmer down. It's not going to work. Anyway. So, thank you for their knitting. Although I kind of want to yell at that boy in his short pants because he's going to unravel that. It kind of stresses me out. And then also one of those crazy open-ended, like, super crunchy kid coloring books. Do you love those? What's on the cover of this book? Use your imagination, little child. You don't have to stand the lines. Draw some crazy. And then it's all like that inside. What does it like? So I hope you should totally get those coloring books for your kids. I will be honest with you. I can't remember the artist's name. bad human. But anyway, he's a very famous artist and he does lots of those open-ended coloring books. And I tried to push them on my child a little too early, and she was not amused. She's like, just tell me what to draw, Mom. And I was like, oh, you're telling me. Sorry, analytical brain. Life's going to be hard for you. Oh. So thank you again. Okay, on to patterns. Look at this. So last time I was lamenting about my lack of get up off itedness of my holiday knitting. And the lovely Elizabeth, who is in fact Bluebee Studio, who is in fact the designer of this mitten. Not mitten. Knit. Sorry, I got excited. So aren't those pretty? They're knit and fingering weight, and they require like 160 to 180 grams, or yards. Not grams. That would be weird. So I'm thinking, wouldn't that be awesome? You could totally just, I'm thinking, you know, for some socks, you could, I mean, you have a big ski, you could just use leftovers for those. Wouldn't they be awesome sauce? Anyway, so thank you, Elizabeth. Just a nice little cable. I'm looking forward to that. And then also I'd like to thank you, Joe, who's also known as Quiltin Knit Nut, I think. Yes. And she gifted me the Alexandra shawl by D. Much like Madonna, just one name. What's going on with Madonna? I'm so out of the loop. You're probably all like, dude, she just released a giant album. But I live in a cave, so I don't know these things. Anyway, sorry, rant. But isn't that lovely? It does require 2 skeins of fingering, but isn't that, it's all geometric-y style. I love it. And by the way, designers of the world, this color will make me buy everything. I did not buy this. Of course, the beautiful Joe is also suckered by this. Also because it was on my list. She saw that and she stopped the way. But let me just discuss anything knit in this color I want to buy. I know that this color would literally look horrid on me, I'm sure. I love its face. Can't help it. I also have another thank you, but I think I will say that sometime with the locale. Okay. Because it's going to be part of a present for you too. Because somebody is super generous pants. Anyway, would you like to know what I knit this week? Oh my gosh, maybe you do, because that's why you're here and this is why you downloaded the show. Maybe you would be interested in that, maybe just a little bit. Anywho, finished objects. I have my Vesper sock in the Shamrockin' colorway, in the afterthought teal by the beautiful Laura Lenneman and her face. The brain contained therein. I have 2 of them. Oh my gosh. They're a muy festivale. I'm very excited about sporting them. Yay. Oh, the only thing different I did is I just added one little doo-doo of... Really, sometimes the idiocy just creeps out of my face. Anyway, one of the little, I just added one like purl 2, knit 3, purl 2 on the side, just to give it a little extra. Oh, I love your feet. I'd be like, oh, nobody else does. And they'd be like, I don't care much sock. I'm like, oh, thanks, okay. But anyway, so I added a little bit of that just to give it a little extra oomph. Oomph. And for some reason, everything matches up with the heels. One of them has a giant mouth and one is... I don't know how that happened. Whatever. I'm not stressed about it. I totally am not. I'm not even pretending, but I'm really not. What else do I have in terms of knitting? I have something fancy to show you. Pretty fancy. It's by my fancy pretend internet friend, whose name is Paula, who hosts the podcast that I'm sure you all love called Knitting Pipeline. She has a fancy pants sponsor known as... See my cute, stupid act? Just really, oh, now she really is stupid. Quince & Company, whose yarn I love, by the way. I did not make mine with Quince & Company, but I am very jealous of all those who did, because it is quite smashing. But I have a sweaters versus something of Quince & Company that's just waiting to be made until I get done with these other sweaters that I'm making. Anyway, so I finished her Hallibrook, which normally would look like this, like a triangle of joy and happiness. I made mine into a 3/4 square of joy and happiness. And it is made with, I did 6 repeats instead of 5 because I'm a big lady. And it looks so small, but you know, I forget all the time. I know better. Polly even said it, that the garter stitch grows. But I forget. And it is made with a very fancy pants, no longer even available. It's so fancy. It's just going to be a whole show of me doing stupid voices, entertaining myself, and then forgetting the point of the voice. Welcome to the next 20 minutes of your life. Sorry, kids. Anywho, this is made with Sanguine Griffin. I believe it's Eidos, but I'm not 100% positive. And it's an unknown colorway, but she's not there to redo it. Well, she is. But she's not that. She's not Sanguine Griffin. She's the Verdant Griffin and the cephalopod people. So anyways, I'll enjoy it. It's very pretty. Such prettiness. And it was so pleasant to knit. I have a friend who was all like, oh, and so by the way, in case you weren't sure, one of the reasons I don't like the triangle is because A, I'm a big lady. And to make the triangle big enough to go across my big shoulders, it has to be like down to my butt, which has a lot of shawl. But the beautiful thing about the 3/4 is it just sits down. Still sitting there. I mean, I don't know if you can do like We Fit dancing or anything, but I'm not going to try it out. So anyway, I'm totally enjoying that. I think that it's going to be a very good holiday present for somebody I know. Next thing. Oh, how much yardage did it take? I don't know. I probably should have weighed it for you. Sorry. But it did take 1 full skein of Eidos, which I'm pretty sure was slightly obese. The doctor really should talk to about it, but don't because it'll make it cry. Shh, doctor, shh. But it took 1 and a bit, so it really didn't take very much. I don't know. But I think those Eidos are really long ones. They might be like 4/60ers. Plus, I think it was kind of big. Because, you know, they do that when they used to make like, here's your 100-gram skein. Secretly, it's 130 grams. You'd be like, what? It's very exciting. Anyway, that's all of my actual finished objects. But then I have spinning finished objects. Would you like to see? Okay, I'll show you. You saw this last week. It was a gift from the lovely Lindsay Ann, who I saw at a wool gathering in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Some of you were there. And this is alpaca. Well, actually, it's not completely alpaca. I mean, it's 70% Wayaka alpaca. That's fun to say. Wayaka alpaca. 30% merino. Feel free to sample me in your mix songs. Wayaka alpaca. And it is lovely. It's very soft. It was very easy to spin and very pleasant. I enjoy it. I got like 200 and something ish yards. I could have spun it thinner, but I was like, I do not need a shawl with that. And it's so like, that'll be a lovely cowl because it's just so, ooh. I know some of you get freaked out by alpaca by your face. I get it. This is very soft alpaca though, by the way. There is very large variation in alpaca softness. Woo! This is lovely. And it is from, I didn't mention that. It's from the beautiful people at Flaggy Meadow Fiberworks. And they are in Kentucky. Yeah. I don't think I linked to them last time because I just remembered I'm a bad person. I'll try to remember to do that this time. Okay, so the rest of the spinning is kind of crazy. I was doing spinning for kids this week. I don't know what happened. Crazy sauce. Are you ready? Now, this next one I will tell you, I'm not really sure what the colored component or who it's from, or even what fiber it is, quite frankly. Because when we were at a wool gathering, my kids saw the giant, like this woman had like a big bin of just like little half-ounce bumps. God, it sounds like we're talking about drugs, and we kind of are. I know we've all said that before. Sorry to make that observation that you're all like, move on. I'm moving on. The little half-ounce bumps of fiber that were just like crazy colors. And my daughter, of course, was like, Mama, and I was like, they were $1. I was like, okay, that's reasonable. $2. I can handle that. So she got 2 crazy colored ones and then proceeded to ribbon dance with them throughout the day, which made them worth $2. And then she wanted me to knit something with them or spin them up for her and knit her. I think she has no, well, clearly she has no concept. Who would at 5, or if you're not one of us weirdos. But she was like, I want you to be tired of this yarn. It's be awesome. I was like, that's an ounce, kid. Bunny nugget. But anyway, so as I was spinning the color, I actually, okay, so this is another thing. I totally thought that fiber was felted because it felt kind of crunchy. So I was not really looking forward to spinning with it, but actually was very fine. Well, not very fine as in terms of like its texture. It was totally okay to spin, even though it felt crunchy. It was actually still totally pleasant to spin. It was not felted at all. It just felt crunchy, which is kind of weird. Whatever. Anyway, so this, so I made up the singles of the crazy color, and I was like, actually, this is totally not junk. I think I want to make something real with this. Because I was just going to make junk with it. But then I enjoyed it. So I was like, oh my gosh, totally need a black to, because it's, again, an ounce. So I decided that I really needed some black to make it crazy 80s style. Because why not, people? Why not? And so I was rummaging about. I thought, I'll dye black. And I was like, I'm not going to dye an ounce of fiber black mess. And then, I remembered that I had that lovely New Hampshire sheepy variants cornucopia of sheepy goodness from the lovely people at Friends in Fiber. And in that was an ounce, which is exactly what I needed, of a of a Rambouillet Corriedale blend from Inky and Andrea, which was black. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, people, Friends in Fiber, anyway. So, but I wanted to discuss, so I think it turned out really cute. It's super fun. It's 120 yards. It's not much at all, but it's just, I think it's going to be mitts for the kiddo. And it actually, it's not merino, but she'll complain that it's scratchy. So I'll make mitts out of it. It's like it could totally be a hat, but I won't do that. So anyway, how fun is that crud? I am not a neon girl at all. Just go ahead and spin some neon stuff. It is actually quite fun. I will talk about this though. The black was the weirdest thing ever I have spun, I think. And I have not just spun a few things. I mean, I've tried to get some variation in my spinning repertoire. I hope you can see this. This is the Rambouillet Corriedale blend, which I'm assuming means it's a cross, but I could be wrong because I often am. But maybe it's better if I hold it against the Sun Lady curtain. God, really? Directionally issues here. Anyway, it is so weird. I have spun other Rambouillet. In fact, the thing I'm going to show you next is Rambouillet. I should have brought a piece of it. But anyway, I've spun the top. This is roving, which is, less intensely processed. But it is like the foamy covers on your earphones, or like the packing that goes around a computer sometimes that's black. I don't think they use that anymore. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like weird foamy. It's such a strange texture. I was really afraid when I started to spin it. I was like, I don't even know what this is. But it was actually really easy to spin. It was not weird at all. I mean, it was weird because it just felt weird, but it was not difficult. But isn't that weird? I love it. Can I say weird anymore? Would that work for you if I said weird some more? Would it also work for you if I literally am confused out of my mind about which way to push my head and which way to push my hand? Would that work for you? That'd be good? Good. That's what's happening, so that's good that you like that. Anyway, see, did you remember when I said you might just laugh at me? Totally excusable on that one. Look at that dummy. Anyway, and I can say that because I'm not really, a dummy most of the time. But it was awesomely weird. I don't even know what to tell you about it. It was I guess because it's just so crimpy, because the Rambouillet is very crimpy. And maybe this is what merino feels like too, when it's just like a roving instead of a top. Awesome. So anyway, totally enjoyed that. Then crazy loud spinning product number 2 would be Rambouillet. Again, this is so I love the Rambouillet. It's so fun. It really does like feel like, I mean, it feels like polar fleece or something. Like my child, I may not even tell her this is wool. I might just lie to her. Sorry, future child, if you're watching this. Mommy does lie to you sometimes. Anyway, this is just, I just dyed this because my child's coat has elements of these two crazy colors in it. I was like, it's fun. So again, it's like a bulky. The other was work sporty. This is a bulky. It's like a hat, whatever. But anyway, isn't it crazy? But it's totally fun, very enjoyable. Spin some crazy stuff and spin it bulky so you're not crying because it takes forever. But yay! But anyway, so this is the Rambouillet, and it is it's fine to spin with. It's not challenging at all. It is reminiscent, I guess, of merino in terms of spinning. And it's very fun. It's very springy, but a different texture than merino. It is more, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's a rounder smooshy. That makes no sense to anyone, does it? I got it. But it's something about like, I'm imagining the structure. Hi. The structure looks like that thing I just showed you. And that's why it feels rounder, I think. Again, they're very similar. I know that they're very similar, but something different. I mean, again, the way the things all hook onto each other, it just feels more, it's springy, but it's like, I don't know. Mental health people, where are you? Okay, so then I have a tragic story. It's not that tragic at all. Super first world problem. My tenders that I'm making, I totally was, my goal was to get done with the last body piece yesterday and then to block everything today to seam together and to do finishing. I wasn't going to get that all done in one day, but you know what I mean. And then last night, or, in the afternoon, I looked at my sleeve and I was like, oh yeah, I totally knit this whole sleeve on the wrong size needle. How did I do that? And it's a raglan sleeve, and I was farther than this. I was actually literally like 4 rows away from the being done. So it's for a man's sweater, and it's a big sweater, like a me-size sweater. Like really, it's not even like it was a 5 and a 6. It was a 4 and a 6. And of course, the whole time I'm like, that's weird. This sleeve seems more dense than the other one. I must be knitting a tighter gauge. I need to relax. Look at the needle. Now, in my defense, there is really none. I do have the exact same needles in 4s and 6s. They're the Harmony 16 inches. But come on. Rookie mistake. So I had to rip the whole sleeve out down to the ribbing. And start it again. Oh, just because I'm totally over it. I know, I only have a little bit left to do. I should just shut my face and get it done with. But oh my gosh, it seems like it's taking forever. The raglan sleeve is so gigantic. Complainy McClaney fans. I know, hush up. But so anyway, I should have those to show you next week. Oh, slight note about next week. I'm not sure when the show is happening next week. My plan is to record a little bit early because my daughter and I are going to go visit relatives because it's her autumn break. Isn't that fancy? So the plan is for us to go visit relatives for a couple days and that would be normally when I record. So hopefully I'll record ahead of time. But I'm a flake, so it might not happen. But that is my intention. So even maybe if it's a baby episode, you'll still love me a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway. Okay, so that was, oh my gosh, right? Shut up. Okay, so some more knitting. The next thing I'm knitting is also a spinning finished object, which you did not get to see last week because I had not started it or dyed it or anything. It is Superwash BFL. Let me just discuss. Love me some Superwash BFL to spin. It's awesome! It is super duper duper awesome. If you're afraid to spin superwash because I kind of was afraid a little bit. I did spin that superwash merino, but I was a little scared to do it. It's totally not even, it's just as easy as regular. Maybe easier because it's literally impossible to felt. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's pretty much impossible to felt. So I just dyed this myself. It's just purple and a green. That's what I was feeling. Anyway, it was for a gift for a friend's daughter, and she is very hip. And oh my gosh, I just forgot how old she was. I think she just turned 9. That's what I'm going with. But she's very hip, you know. She's not interested in silliness. She's artsy. So I'm making her leg warmers, clearly. And so this is leg warmer number 1. This will be the part that goes around her little knee. Luckily, she's the exact same size as my child, who is in fact more than 3 years older, younger than she is, but you know, mutant. So this is her leg warmer. This part is the hand spun. I realized that I spun the hand spun too chunky to get enough yardage. Anyway, so then I had to make a cuff out of something different, and clearly I should make it out of 2 strands of Madeline Tosh Marine or Madeline Tosh Light. It's orange. It's the same color my Daybreak was, if you're actually interested, and a strand of Stroll from Knit Picks in a purple colorway. Clearly, that was what needed to happen here, right? Right? Anyway, so she can wear them as leg warmers, or she can wear them as fancy sleevey doos. And this is a hoe. Of course, this will probably never be anything more than a hoe to you. You're so judgmental. But I might get these. I'm hoping to get these sent out before the next show because I'm already late. Because I forgot the child's birthday because I'm a bad person. But anyway, so hopefully get this out. But that's the one. And so this is just my own pattern. I cast on 36 in a knit 2 purl 2 rib. I knit this on size 3s, the cuff, the little cuff for the top of the calf, and then the rest of it I knit on 6s. The body of it is not. It's a knit 2 rows and then a knit 2 purl 1. So it's just basically stockinette with a little extra bumpiness for homespun goodness. And then the bottom I just knit 2 purl 2, but I didn't go back to the size 3 because it's around her ankle and I didn't want it to be like, I don't know, for some reason that weirded me out. I was like, no, it should be baggier around her ankle. Whatever. So anyway, there's that. Okay. Another thing you've never seen. This is, thank goodness I didn't have much to say this week. Running over already. It's out of control. So you remember the apple yarn I dyed? I gave you one of a skein and I kept one. So, by the way, we totally went apple picking again because I'm an addict. Anyway, we just picked a peck. So I had my apple yarn and I was really diligently looking for apple-y kind of patterns or, you know, stitch patterns or cables. And then I found this, and then, oh my goodness, a lovely viewer also found it, and she emailed me, and I can't remember who it was, but her face is obviously brilliant, and we're linked psychically, so she'll know that I know who she is in my heart. Okay, this is the pattern Drunkerton Sweet. It is a part of an ebook. I think it's called the Cloudy Apples ebook, and of course I bought the darn thing because it's an ebook with apple theme. It's 9 accessories, and it is. Oh, this one is by Jen Arnall Culliford, and then the other one is by there's 2 designers. The other designer is Kyoko Nakayashi. I'm sorry I said that so wrong. I apologize. But let me just discuss surprise. Okay, so I bought I don't know if you can see that very well. I bought the pattern because it had an apple theme, and I guess it's really new. You should go look it up because the pattern, the stitch pattern, totally looks kind of like apple trees. I mean, not like this looks like a sheep, like cartoony style, but just reminiscent thereof. Yeah, I don't think you can see it really. But anyway, so I just bought it because of that. And then I was pleasantly surprised to know that these people are super awesome pattern writers. Surprised. And their layout is super awesome. I just like the way this pattern looks. Am I giving you anything? Not really important. I just like the way this pattern looks. But also, there's lots of good information if you've never knit socks before. The charts are all quite large. It is sized for small, medium, and large. It is knit top down. There is a nice section for abbreviations, general information, and I can turn the page. And useful stuff. There's tutorials, how to contact them, different yarn stockists they recommend, and credits, and all that good stuff. Very nice pattern, ladies. So I have the ebook. It's not even totally released yet. Let's see, I think all the patterns come out by October 15th. Well, last time I checked, there were 4. There will be a total of 9. And a single pattern, I think, is like £3.50. But the whole ebook is only £9 or £7, I think. I could be wrong. But I remember that it was like, well, why not just buy the whole thing? Because, that's what they do. They got us. But I'm very pleasantly surprised with how it's nice, so nicely laid out and very professional. And here's my work so far. Yay. So it is cuffed down. And I don't know how much you can see, but can you see that they totally look like apple trees? See, there's the top of the tree, and there's its trunk. Do you love it? But it's not cartoony. It's just, And the beautiful thing is, it's also wonderfully stretchy because of the purl stitching of the trunk. So excited. So I am very pleased with that thus far. Okay, another thing now the things you've already seen. This is the progress I have made thus far on my pattern from, I'm sorry, that's so much noise for you. This is the Liquid Amber by Stacy Simpson Duke. And look at how gorgeous. I envy her. Look at her wild mane of red hair. Anyway, she's beautiful. If that's her. If that's not her, she's still beautiful, but I think that might be her. Anyway, it's written for lace weight singles, hand spun. And I can't remember. Anyway, the Liquid Amber. And it's not very much. It's like 2 ounces of singles. So it's only about 350 yards. So this is from Hello Yarn. This is their Polworth blend that she spun. And I am knitting that with the lovely people from Freya Fibers. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. You can find them at knitwits.com or at freyafibers.com. And I am knitting this with their lace weight. Makes sense, right? And this is it's not ombre because it's not ombre, it's the other one. And this is the Byzantine colorway, tomato, something. And this is the Progress. So, can you see? Last time I had just the cast on, basically. And now I'm doing so. And it's super easy because, of course, it's our lovely friend. What else? Well, this has been like, so I don't have a plain sock going right now, but this is actually easy enough to do for my park knitting. I actually made most of this progress at the park the other day. And I am knitting this on size 2 needles. And let's see, what else did I do different? Oh, it is cast, it's free pattern. It is cast on 195 stitches, join in the round in lace weight, and then knit a row, purl row to get like garter. Cast on 195 stitches, knit the whatever 6 rows it is in garter, something like that. I don't remember. Look at the pattern. And then join it because that's fiddly. Especially since I just used the loopy cast on. So it's really a pain to try to join that in the round. Okay. So yay, I like that too. I like everything. I mean, everything fibery. And then I have my Susan B. Anderson Quaker Ridge shawl. Progress is made. I won't dwell on that too long, but of course you've already seen it. So last time I was in the middle of the greenish section. I'm not flipping you off. I apologize. That's what it looked like. But that's my most pointy finger. So now I've just made a little bit more progress. I have like a couple ridgy patterns to go, but I'll probably just go ahead and knit the whole ball because I'm a sucker. And I just I'd like to be able to knit the whole ball up, because then I don't feel guilty about wasting. Just silly, right? Okay, and then, okay, so that's it. That's all the knitting. Now it's all about extra stuff. So I still love you if you don't stick around. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the boat. Oh, so spoiler, if you haven't gotten your project bag yet, hope you have, but in case you haven't, I'm about to show what I got. Well, I'm mostly going to show the yarn because I don't want to make all of you too jealous. So go away with love and come back. Ready? Okay, so first of all, how cute is Mel? She made project bags for everybody. She's both cute and crazy, obviously. While she was moving, Superwoman. So she totally made us all project bags. Isn't that cute? And of course, it's all Hawaiian-y style. That makes me happy. And then I want to show you the yarn. Okay, so first I'll show you. I don't know if you remember. Originally, she'd given the designers like swatches to go by. This was the swatch that I got for undecided. There are 2 undecided colorways. So I don't know what I had in mind, but I totally did not have what I was getting in mind. And I was so pleasantly surprised. I mean, I knew it was going to be lovely. That was not the question at all. I just kind of thought it was going to be something totally different. And then when I opened up the bag, I was like, what? Ooh. It was very awesome. Are you ready? Don't look. Okay. So this is by the lovely Yarn vs. Zombies. This is the Spiffy Iffy base, or Spiffy Iffy colorway. And this is her Damsel base, which is awesome. It's 80% superwash merino and 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. And it is 397 meters or 435 yards, which is pretty good for MCN. And anyway, right. Again, the world is telling me that all colors are wonderful. I would never, ever, ever think I would pick this. I love it. I love it. Isn't it? Okay, besides the fact that Touch of Vision, it's awesome. But isn't that pretty? It's beautiful. So not what I would pick, and I love it. I can't wait to have it on my feet. I mean, I'm very excited about knitting it, but I also want it on my feet. Okay, so then the last thing I will talk about is the locale. I hope you're all playing. Some of you are. If you are, you totally get prizes, and I'm going to show them all to you now because there's been an addition. I Rock Knits, who is Corey, who is so generous and kind, has totally donated a skein to me and a skein to you. This is that yarn she was talking about that's made of corn. This is from a company called Corny Goodness, which is it's made in the USA, but it's also local to her, so that's Minnesota, I believe. Yes, in Benson, Minnesota. So this is, I love this, by the way. They totally sent me a brochure, which is so exciting. And actually, when Corey had mentioned it out on the boards for the locale, I was like, when I went to check it out, and it was so hard not to buy any, because I was just curious. Now, this one is the 100% corn viscose. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, this one's 100% corn, yo. And then they also have one that is a wool corn blend, which I'm very intrigued by, because the corn acts as like the nylon, but it's still biodegradable. Anyway, this is the colorway. Oh, does it not have a colorway? Oh, no, it does. It does. I remember seeing it somewhere. Oh, Lord. It's NGO. NGO. Anyway, corn fiber. Oh, I thought for sure there was a colorway. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's fingering weight. It's 460 yards and 100 grams. And then this is the colorway that you get. And then I get the brown one. And I am just so I wish I could just send you all a tiny little clipping, because it's very nice. It's very reminiscent of a cotton. It doesn't really have, to me, it doesn't feel like a microfiber. It's pretty cottony feeling, but not in a bad, it's like very soft. And it's not as a cotton. It's very, anyway, it's very pretty. Thank you, Corey. So that is the price for the beautiful locale happenings. I donated these fellows. They are alpaca, and they are from Frontier Fiber Mill. It's a small Indiana company, and they are 2.3 ounces each, 150 yards of a DK, and they are super soft. And then Gilly, I'm just doing a price recap. If you're not interested, go away. In a nice way. And then Gilly totally donated from across the pond. Local to her fiber, which is the Rowan Pure Life. You can choose whether you want the dark marl or the light marl. I'm letting you choose. And then Leanne from Beaverslide Dry Goods. What? 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 So this is all of her beautiful worsted weight, which I love. I got really excited this weekend. I was like, I need to knit a million hats out of worsted weight Beaverside. There's these beautiful colors. Anyway, this is Gilded Earth. I have this one personally. This is, oh, poo. Me. This one is Autumn Haze. This one, I believe, is Bison. Oh, or Mink. Not Mink Heather, because it's a different color. And this one is Buttercup. I really like the Buttercup. So anyway, so one of you will get 2 of those, and the other one will get 2 of those. And there will be, oh my gosh, so many prizes. Basically, what I'm telling you people is that there are awesome prizes, and thank you so much for participating. I think you've all enjoyed it, because I totally have. And I will award those prizes 2 weeks from now, which is October 14th, because that's when the thread closes. And basically, look, people, we have a whole pack of prizes. It's a pack of prizes. It's very exciting. So, yes. Oh my gosh, 41 minutes, and I thought I had nothing to say. Obviously, I didn't. I just talked a lot. But anyway, oh my God, I didn't even put these in there. There's like such a pack of prizes. Could you pick a pack of prizes? Maybe. Anyways, I love your faces, and I'll totally see you next time sometime, hopefully. Don't hate me if you don't, but you'll definitely see me by October 14th because I got to draw prizes. So have a lovely week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.